The icy wind howls through the trees as you stumble, heart-pounding, in a frozen Finnish forest. Your breath sharp, your fingers numb, and the cold biting so deep it feels like it could end you at any moment. Each exhale turns instantly to ice, hanging in the air as you scan the endless white for any sign of danger. Your boots crunch loudly on the brittle snow. Every step a risk. One wrong move, and the cold could claim you. The forest feels alive and hostile, the winter hunting you as much as any enemy. Your gear is stiff with frost, your body trembling, and every second is a fight to survive as the temperature plummets to -40. Now imagine facing a modern superpower, tanks, planes, endless supplies, while you cling to life with nothing but 2 burning logs and the desperate will to outlast the cold. This isn't fiction. This is the Winter War of 1939, where a handful of Finnish soldiers held back the mighty Soviet Red Army in conditions that would have killed most men before they even saw combat. Their secret? A deceptively simple fire called the Rakovalkea. 2 massive pine logs stacked just right, with a gap that traps heat so efficiently it can radiate warmth for hours without roaring flames, without giving away your position, and without failing, even in the deadliest cold on Earth. Before we dive in, take a moment to hit that like button, share this video with anyone who loves history or survival stories, comment below what survival skill you'd want to master, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden historical survival knowledge. All right, now let's step into the heart of the White Death and discover why this primitive fire was, in reality, a masterpiece of survival engineering. November 30th, 1939. The Soviet Union, armed with tanks, artillery, bombers, and millions of men, poured across Finland's border, expecting a swift victory. But they were about to discover a winter that cared nothing for numbers or technology. Temperatures dropped below -40, winds sliced through uniforms like knives, and snowstorm after snowstorm blanketed the land. Soviet troops relied on large open campfires and conventional stoves to survive the night. Every flame, every glow betrayed their position in the silent, frozen forest. Meanwhile, Finnish soldiers mastered an entirely different approach. They built their shelters and fires not to be seen, but to radiate warmth efficiently, conserving energy and evading the enemy. The Rakovalkea was central to this strategy. Unlike a conventional fire that burns bright and wastes energy to the wind, the Rakovalkea's heat was trapped between 2 logs, creating a focused corridor of radiant warmth. Soldiers could rest beside it for 12 hours, remaining almost invisible to Soviet eyes, ready to strike the moment opportunity arose. Most people equate fire with flames and light, but in extreme cold, flames often become liabilities. A roaring fire sends hot air upward, losing most of its energy to the wind, leaving you shivering despite the spectacle. The Rakovalkea works differently. It's a thermal trap that relies on radiant heat. When 2 thick pine logs are stacked with a precise gap and lit at the centre, they char slowly, glowing red-hot without producing towering flames. The heat radiates forward, penetrating clothing and warming the body like the sun on a crisp morning. The design also limits oxygen, which slows combustion and prevents the logs from erupting into unpredictable flames. Essentially, the Rakovalkea functions like a natural thermal battery, storing energy in the dense logs and releasing it steadily for hours. Modern stoves and heaters might fail when temperatures drop below 0, but the physics of this fire simple, natural and brilliant, never falters. Not all wood can survive this test. The Finns understood the forest in a way modern technology often ignores. They used Scots pine, known locally as the kilo. These are standing dead trees, naturally dried over decades, dense, resin-rich and able to burn with consistent heat. Moisture content below 20% is essential. Wet or green wood will smoke, sputter and lose all its warming power. The Finns also used fatwood, the resin-saturated knots and stumps that ignite even when snow and ice cover the forest floor. By carefully elevating the logs off the frozen ground, securing them with green stakes and lighting the centre, they created a fire that burned predictably and efficiently, providing warmth, comfort and survival. What looks simple, 2 logs and a knife, is actually the result of generations of observation, adaptation and ingenuity. Today, survival is often mistaken for gear. High-end sleeping bags, electronic heaters and portable stoves promise security, but under extreme conditions they often fail. Insulation holds your heat, but it cannot generate it. Fuel-powered devices can freeze, break, or malfunction. Meanwhile, a Rakovalkea doesn't rely on batteries or pressurized gas. It's knowledge applied correctly. Understanding radiant heat. The properties of wood and efficient fire construction could mean the difference between life and death, not just in the Arctic, but anywhere winter becomes a silent predator. Ancient techniques like this remind us that survival is as much about mastery of materials and environment as it is about equipment. The Rakovalkea is not just a fire, it is a symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and the quiet intelligence our ancestors relied upon to survive environments far harsher than most modern humans will ever face. The Winter War teaches a vital lesson. Technology is fragile, but knowledge is enduring. So, the next time you walk through a forest or see a standing dead pine, remember its potential. Learn to read the wood. Learn to harness fire like the Finns did. Build skills, not just stockpiles. If this journey through snow, ice and history sparked your curiosity, remember to like this video, share it with fellow enthusiasts, and subscribe to Warcraft Survival for more deep dives into forgotten survival knowledge. Comment below with the one skill from the past you wish you could master today. Stay alert, stay resourceful, and never underestimate the power of ancient wisdom.